You are to die for your country. Your children's blood shall spill for your country, and their children will inherit their country. Now you are one of the millions of homeless, heroin-addicted, poor white vets.
Whiteness is a distraction tactic for poor white people, as religion and heaven is a distraction for black people. I said it. These two things have been keeping these two groups of people utterly and totally distracted from who their real problem is, what they need to be doing in real time to get the life that they want, the life that they deserve.
I'm thinking about the poor white people. And I don't mean poor woes me, I mean poor as in, bitch, you broke. Specifically, a poor white Trump supporter. Because I have a friend named Billy, and Billy is rich. And I also have another friend named Lindsay, and Lindsay is not rich. And there was this one time when Lindsay came to visit me while I was with Billy. Lindsay was also pregnant. So Billy says, are you having a boy or a girl? Lindsay says, it's a boy. Billy says, that's cool. What are you going to name him? Lindsay says, Waylon. The look of pure disgust that came over Billy's face. So I slick noticed this, and I'm like, Billy, fix your motherfucking face. He says, that name is white trash, and so is she. And he was disgusted. I knew then that rich white people do not like poor white people.
Good afternoon, Senator. Tell us
That's how northern warbands think about you southern white trash. That's what the ones who won the Civil War think about you. Do you understand that inferior bad genes, inbred stupid, you and all your people?
They literally said you and your people, excluding themselves. So in their minds, we are not the same. You are not even my people. I mean, it's not something that we did not really know like that. For those of us who know, the only true feelings they actually have, rich white people have for poor white people is, how can I use these people to get the things that I want? How can I use their situation in my benefit? While simultaneously making sure that they don't ever get elevated from that position, because I need them there so that they can continue to help me. And it also speaks to the myth that is white unity. White people have never been unified. They've never liked each other, even back in the day in their history, how they used to unalive each other. You see it then when you look in the history books, and you see it now still, given how they navigate. But it's just so crazy how poor people, or the poor white people now specifically, are not seeing right through it. And they always fall into the trap. They always let these people use them against their own best interest even. They get so engrossed with this thing of like, oh, but I'm white, so like at the end of the day, even though I'm poor, I guess win. And it's this trap. It's a trap that they put them in, and they continue to use this trap against them year in, year out, making these people fight for them and their causes.
In case you missed it, that was southern white trash mother. That's what northern war vets think about you. That's what those that won the Civil War think about you. You inferior, low, bad genes, inbred, stupid. You and all your people. Wow. That, just call me ghetto. Call me hood, call me ratchet. Because baby, he meant every single word of that. After all a poor white person does for this country, the country may have been built on the backs of black people, but its entire governance relies on the sacrifice of poor white people. Your family was never rich. You come from a lineage of poor white people. Your family never owned slaves. Their families did. Your family doesn't have any generational wealth from slavery, but because you are white, you are still subjected to criticism, prejudices, hatred, as if you did. They got to go through it. But at least they're rich. They don't care. They're in the air. You have to live and work side by side with the descendants of the enslaved. That hatred that they have for what their ancestors endured solely is taken out on you.
And it's crazy, really, when you think about it like that, because like they really got the short end of the white stick, right? But they don't see it because they are basking in the delusion of I'm white, so I'm better than you, even though there's literally no egg in the house, even though they cannot afford their kids' education. They've been so bamboozled, right? It's crazy. Whiteness, let me tell you, whiteness is a distraction tactic for poor white people, as religion and heaven is a distraction for Black people. I said it. These two things have been keeping these two groups of people utterly and totally distracted from who their real problem is, what they need to be doing in real time to get the life that they want, the life that they deserve.
And because the rich whites hate you, they never gave you any real financial or legislative power. They gave you a badge and said, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And because you share the same skin tone as them, you never see how much they truly hate you. They make billions by invading countries, conquering lands, taking resources. And their children don't shed a drop of blood to do it. Their children had to go to college. Their children got doctor's notes. Their children were draft dodgers. So to get what they want, they told you that you were fighting for your honor, your valor, your glory, your patriotism.
This is why, like, going to the army is always going to be, for me, like, side eye. Why are you making that kind of dumb decisions? I don't care. Some people will be like, oh, but they're fighting for the country. Yes, I get it. If you are like in your own country as an army member or whatever, in the military, as a military man, and you are defending your borders, I get that. But when you let these rich mofos send you to another country to go fight in wars that they started, like, you are not dumb, sorry, smart enough to see right through the BS and say, no, who bloody started the war should go effing fight for and die in said war. Like, that's why I look at you and like, can we be smarter? Can we be smarter? How don't people see right through it? And yes, I get it. I've heard some people say things like, oh, joining the military is an out for some people in poverty because of the benefits. I've heard some people say they get certain benefits in these countries. I don't know about those things, speaking from my Nigerian experience and how they really don't be getting much. If that's your last resort, I really sympathize with you. Nobody should have to want to join such a system as a last resort so they can put bread and eggs on the table. We can have a conversation on another day on how exactly did we get here as a people or as a world, as a society, as a race, whatever, right? Because that's insane. That is some people's last resort. It really is very sad. But like, all of that aside, which it's not something we can really put aside because it's like important, but you get what I mean, right? Still speaking on the severity of what this is and what all of it entails and what it says, what really is going on here is basically you going to risk your life to fight in another man's war. And for the most part, they are pointless wars where you go to maybe unalive innocent people, even not maybe, certainly, innocent people, they get unalived in these instances, right? But like, bringing it back to what the brother said earlier, their children don't go to fight in these wars. That should tell you exactly what is going on here. They would not go. They don't go. Their kids don't go. Their family members don't go. Extended family members don't go. It's us, the poor folks, the everyday folks, that they are looking to like, oh yeah, you deserve to go die for me, for us. You are the one that needs to go lose a limb, come back with PTSD. No, me, I'm just going to stay in the White House or Aso Rock or the Blue House or whatever the houses of presidential, whatever they are called globally. Yes, they stay there behind nine's very big, thick fences, long fences with like security guards. They get their meals prepared for them by high-end chefs. They stay behind, stretch their legs, live very comfortably, eating grapes and sipping wine every single freaking day, while other people's kids are going to die for causes that they started. Heinous, wicked, useless, senseless causes, might I add, for their selfish gain. And then when you come back, if you do come back, what do you get for all that you have done? Nothing. It reminds me of this video I did a year ago where this US vet woke up to the BS and it was all just cries and more cries. After all that this man did for his country, bought into the lies, right? Believed everything he was told. And then because of that, he decided to go fight for his country, right? But then After everything he's done, man is broke and struggling, not to mention the things he's dealing with mentally. Quite an unfortunate story. It really is sad what's going on in this world. If you want to check the video out, I'll link it down below in the description. Now let's get back to today's video.
You are to die for your country. Your children's blood shall spill for your country, and their children will inherit their country. And if you were fortunate enough to fight in that war and come back alive, you were addicted to morphine and you couldn't function in society. So they say, thank you for your service. You are our hero. We're here to save you. We're going to get you off of that morphine. So they create a drug that's going to save our heroes. The drug to save our heroes. She is our heroine. So they use the heroin to treat you for your morphine addiction. But now you're even more addicted to the heroin. So they've just made billions off of this new wonder drug. And you're left with the most painful withdrawals and the strongest substance dependency known to man. Now you are one of the millions of homeless, heroin addicted, poor white vets. The government begins to fly in a new drug. The government flies this new drug in for the rich white elite. But by allowing poor men to buy it from them, those men can alter that drug to make it stronger and cheaper. Every poor white family member that did not fight their war, that did not get addicted to morphine, that did not become addicted to heroin, is now addicted to crack. The crack was not just a black problem.
Crack is spreading. It's exploding. It isn't going down. It isn't a problem of black neighborhoods. It isn't a case of only Americans who happen to be black have this central problem. But this stuff is sold and used among whites.
And when the check came, even your women had to pay the tab.
In Detroit, Susan Barbier was sentenced to life imprisonment last week for setting up her 13-year-old daughter to be raped by this man. Ms. Barbier says she did it to get money to pay for crack cocaine.
That's wild.
Internet boom has allowed pharmaceutical companies to rake in billions of dollars. But these damn black people, they're drug addicts. We just give them Tylenol, ibuprofen. Well, we trust our poor white brothers and sisters. So whenever you're hurting, we have Oxycontin, Vicodin, Percocet, codeine, Tramadol, fentanyl. And unless you're talking about fentanyl, this dick, black people don't know nothing about that. And because they made it so easy to access these safe and trusted pills, you are now left to bury your poor white children.
Wait a goddamn minute. Talking about tramadol and codeine, it literally just clicked for me right now as I'm editing this video. That's a problem. Those two, among the others that I don't know, those are the popular ones, right? They are actually slowly becoming a major problem over here in Nigeria. I think they are under the controlled substance list right now, if I'm not mistaken, because each has been getting out of hand slowly but surely, no thanks to those two. This drug wahala that we are dealing with in this world is crazy. I don't know how and if we're ever going to be able to rid ourselves of this thing. And the fact that like the government is part of it. See, allegedly, even our own self gone, our president self gone, they push drugs. Allegedly, oh. So the matter, it just gets to be because like it's the people up there that are literally the ones pumping these things into our communities. So we can't even look up to them to fix this problem because they caused the problem. They created the problem. They are the ones making sure that this problem is active.
Your rich white brethren have committed on you. They have unleashed a plague on your people, and you gave them total permission. You supported the laws that went against your own interests.
And whatever consequences that's going to come as a result of all of that, that's going to come as a result of them going on these missions and doing all of these things and turning a blind eye to and okaying when they do all of this evil, whether or not they participated in it, it would not matter. They are going to receive it. That's the craziest and the saddest part of it all. For people who believe in karma and curses as a result of all these kind of negative actions, right? If karma and curses as a result of all of these things is real for the ones who believe in it, when the time comes for karma and curses, because you are part of the group of people who did these things, somehow it go touch you.
You supported the laws that went against your own interests, the very laws that allowed them to deregulate industries and sell you poison. They gave you heroin in order to help you. You became addicted to that, while everyone else that did not go to war became addicted to their crack. Then they flooded your community with high-cost, highly addictive, unregulated pain pills. They offer to help you. But when someone has an opioid addiction, you cannot cut off their supply. So your children begin to use heroin as a cheap substitute. Now your grandchildren are addicted to the very same drug that they got you addicted to when you came back from Vietnam. And you really think that these white people love you just because your skin is white.
This is, I believe, a cautionary tale to every single freaking person out there. I know this video was solely focused on like white people and poor white people and how they are letting themselves get basically trapped and getting used by this system that was set up to not really 100% benefit them, right? They're not reaping the 100% benefit that comes off from this system. It's a rich white people up there that are getting like the chunk of it, right? The point I'm trying to make is that like we can broaden this conversation. We can take it beyond even like rich white people. I think this is beyond that. I think this is even something that even us as African people can learn from. We have to stop letting these rich people play us because they do the same thing in Nigeria as well. There are subtle ways the rich people down here do it, where they use, especially during election process, we have got to learn how to break out of it and free ourselves. I know sometimes it's not easy, especially like, in the Nigerian setting, because like poverty is like all-time high, and it can't always be like easy for these people who are really, really struggling to maybe, like we like to tell them, think about tomorrow. Don't let this instant whatever make you forget about the future. Like, how can these people really think about the future? Like, we maybe in our somewhat of a privileged position can, when they are hungry right now, like they are really hungry and struggling right now, so they are thinking about how can I quench this hunger now. And this is how these people constantly use poverty, right, to their advantage, and why they keep poverty in existence, because they know that if people are not in this position, it would not be easy to use them for their gains. Sometimes it can be like difficult because like, okay, if that's the case, so how can we free ourselves? I think this is where fighting against poverty should come in, because I don't know if we'll ever be able to break this circle if we don't break the circle of poverty. I think it goes hand in hand, hence why these people keep poverty alive. I really want to bring this video on here because this brother did an excellent job, I believe, breaking the video down the way he did, the way he tied the little knots here and there, linking them back together. And the video was very insightful. I've been following this brother for a while now. He's very intelligent, I must say. If you're on TikTok, do check him out. He drops some very, very mad points in his videos. The way he tackles societal issues, I think is very interesting. If you're on TikTok, you want to check him out, of course, I'm tagging him in this video, so you can do that. Now I'm going to leave the floor open so you can share your thoughts. Let's continue this conversation down below in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, and of course, as always, I'll be catching you in the next one. Bye.